get this started. I want to talk about Kanye West and how I feel that this whole sordid series of events really makes Trump look worse than Kanye. And let me start with this. Ben Shapiro was talking about Kanye and said he's a man needs help. Man is having a manic thing or whatever. Let's understand something. This is kind of like Mel Gibson talking about being drunk. And, you know, from what I understand, when you're drunk, what you say is how you really feel. So, with Kanye, the things he said in that little interview with Trump and with Tim Pool and with Alex Jones, really, that means that it's like a person on truth serum, you know. That's really how he feels. That's really his MO. That's how he gets down. And I don't want to turn the switch on that. I want us to deal with, see, this is what conservatives do. They want to minimize it. And Tim Pool tried that, and Kanye walked out. Because Kanye is a person that doesn't care. See, Kanye is really what they want to be. He's a person that doesn't care whatsoever about how he's perceived to be. And so, that being the case, he doesn't care. He doesn't need you to minimize it because he's a Nazi and he likes Nazis and he likes Hitler. You know, he's walking around with a mask on and all that. You know, that's obviously, yeah, there's stuff to that. But it doesn't mean that what he said isn't how he is. See, what Republicans really want to do is minimize this stuff so we don't have to actually look at what white supremacy in America really looks like and what they really want, which is genocide against gays, against minorities, against everything they don't like the last 50 years. I think that this whole sordid set of events makes Trump look worse because when we first learned about Kanye bringing Nick Fuentes to the dinner, the belief was that Kanye didn't know and that Trump didn't know and that all this was Trump just making a mistake. I think that the fact that Trump and Kanye were already close, we knew this when Trump was in office, they were already kind of close, he's my African American and, embracing each other. I think that this should make an irrational, reasonable person think to themselves that Kanye was already like this and that Trump knew this. Because watching the Alex Jones program, I think the difference between Kanye and Nick Fuentes is Nick Fuentes is maybe a little bit more sophisticated, maybe a little bit more grounded with his. Maybe he knows what not to say. Maybe he knows who not to say certain things around. But it's clear that Kanye has eaten of the forbidden tree. He has eaten of the forbidden fruit, and he is loud and proud about where he stands. And this further proves that Kanye was never doing this stuff for black people, that he's a Nazi, that he was pimping black people, and that the idea of just putting black faces in high places, that'll make things better for black people is a fallacy, because this is what you get, a black man in office who's on programs talking about how he really liked Adolf Hitler, to the point that he won't even allow another person to even minimize it. And Alex Jones tried it too. Alex Jones was talking about like the uniforms and all that, and he said that wasn't it. That wasn't what he was talking about at all. He corrected Alex Jones and made it clear he likes Hitler. And I think that this whole Kanye thing is emblematic of needing to be careful who you have around you. Even if Trump isn't a Nazi, even if Trump isn't those things, I think that he shouldn't have been around Kanye. He shouldn't have allowed that man to do this. I think this will hurt Trump because I think they'll make an example of Kanye and there'll be a recognition that they've got to go after. Trump can't be allowed president after this. It's too much stuff. And this even before the recent comments he made about needing to roll back the election and needing to roll back the Constitution, which is even worse. You know what my fear is? I think that with everything going on right now, Trump won't be elected. He won't have a chance. Republicans won't back him. And I don't want there to be, I don't want that to happen. I want Trump to lose because of who he is, what he did to the country. The fact that all he's put forward in recent elections for the midterms, most of them lost and lost badly. I want, and not only that they got money from the Democrats because it was so crazy and so wacko and so far right. They were giving money so they could get a chance to get. This isn't like I wanted to do this. I wanted to get this job, but I couldn't get up on time, missed the bus. No, like you got everything and you still lost. You made it. You just lost. You got to the job interview. You just didn't measure up. That's what happened in the midterms. Mastriano, he lost. These people lost. And he'll probably never run again. A lot of these guys will never run again. This is it. This was their chance. This was the chance that the far right always talks about. They're suppressed and oppressed. No, you're not. You get the chance. People just don't like the message you're pushing. And people just don't want it. I think that he won't win. He won't get a chance. He won't get anywhere because of that. Because of Kanye. I feel like the Jews haven't even got started yet on Kanye. They haven't even hit ignition. They haven't even turned the key yet. And something's coming that's going to destroy him. He won't be heard of again. He'll be nothing. And I think Trump will, instead of be losing in the game, he'll lose because his car don't got no gas in it. I think that if Trump was to be reelected, it would be a reign of terror that we'd never seen before in this nation. We just had recently a shooting in North Carolina at a power substation where some people shot at power things and tens of thousands of folks don't have power. I think that is important to understand. Very important to understand in looking at the world we're looking at. It's very important to understand. Also, the fact that Trump, if he was to run again, he would probably, if he won, let's say, just for argument's sake, I think that Trump would start again with where he was post George Floyd. He had lost Mark Esper's top secretary, many other people that he lost that just didn't do very well. The Lafayette Park, that's when the guy left and said that it was wrong what Trump had done. And that's a pretty high up job for people to resign. That doesn't happen very often. I didn't miss that. Everybody left Trump, and I kept saying he had nothing but fanatics, and that's what happened. At the end, Whitaker and Barr, those are fanatics. These are people who aren't operating for the best of the country. They're not operating off of the best for the country at all. They're operating off of falling on the sword for Trump. I don't want that kind of government. I don't think anybody does. I don't think that's something that anybody wants. I don't think that's something that anybody should desire in government, because that's not people who will put the best interest of the nation first. That's people who are operating off of avarice and arrogance and fanaticism and white supremacy. This isn't even about the best for Republicans. This is about people who will do anything. In fact, at the end, William Barr left. Trump was talking about putting in a guy that would just completely tell total lies about the election. And the DOJ said, if you do this, we'll walk out. High-level guys said, we'll take half the DOJ with us. And I never forgot that. That's what Trump will have. And even if you like him, you should understand that nobody will work for Trump. He won't even bring back Pence. None of those people will come back. And the fact that Pence and Candace Owens and others have spoke out against Trump tells me that, we're in a post-Trump era, that it's acceptable now to openly defame this man. I never thought I'd see that from camp followers like Candace Owens, because I know that for them, they want so earnestly to have a place in the Republican Party. See, I want Trump to be universally denounced. I want him to be like Nixon. I want him to be I want to be in a dictionary. under a liar, under a thief, under a crook. I want him to be somebody understood to be a person that's actions led to the deaths of many, many people who should be alive today playing with their grandkids, who should be prosperous people who are now suffering, who don't have their lung capacity back, who aren't able to live fruitful, happy lives because of the lies and the negligence, the reckless negligence of a man who should never been president. Let me be clear about this too. When Ben Shapiro talks about Kanye being manic and all this type of stuff, which he may be, I'm not a psychiatrist, I don't know. When he talks about these things, what he's saying is Kanye shouldn't be so open about his beliefs. Not that this is wrong. Just like when you had George Floyd protests, you had Charlottesville protests, and people were beating up on cops. People were getting violent. They were getting violent. They killed a girl, and Tucker Carlson said, "Don't go full force on cops," which is where my thing would be. Who are these guys marching around in Klan outfits? Who are these guys in the sheets? Who are these guys? We don't support that, right? His thing was just don't hurt the police. They're not really trying to ensure peace. They're trying to ensure it doesn't go against the cops because they knew even then that makes them look bad. You can beat the left up, just don't hurt the cops. We want them on our side. I think that the reality of it is you are judged by the company you keep. And Kanye is another cog in the machine. It's like Stephen Miller. It's like others who are open racists and who have told you so much that what they are, what their intentions are, and what they view government to be. How they view government to be something that it's a corral of violence. It's a weapon to force to be used upon people they don't like. Once again, this stuff makes Trump look bad to any rational, reasonable American because it shows that these are the people Trump has around him. That's how they feel, and they're very proud and open about some ideas and beliefs that I think the majority of the nation finds reprehensible and disgusting. Thanks for listening.